Okay, let's try again. So, what we're doing today is looking at parenting tips on Instagram. And we're going to use our questions here and make sure we're not being told misinformation. What's prompted this today, as I was in the middle of a rant and the internet so rudely interrupted me by not working, was on Instagram a account called Parent AI app, AI app that gives parenting tips, followed me, and I was like, that's so bad. AI is not something that you should use to ask for help for parenting. It's when it comes to, especially for young babies, lots of things have to be done a certain way for their safety. Safe sleeping is something that is controversial for lots of people, but it has saved so many babies' lives. When it comes to meal plans, for example, I've seen AI recommend adding salt to baby's food, which is you should not do, because they can't process that and it will ruin a baby's kidneys. So my advice would be, if you have questions about something, trusted sources, ask a healthcare or medical professional, or someone you know is not going to ask ChatGPT. So here we are. If the music is too loud, let me know, because I can hear a certain level of the music. It may be different wherever you are. If I'm too loud, I'm too quiet, let me know. Just tell me to shut up, though. It's not gonna happen. I'll never stop. Okay. I'm pulling up Instagram on my other screen only because I don't want, just in case someone I'm following has posted something that I don't want all of Twitch to see. There we are. So I've searched, as you'll see, parenting tips. Right. Make sure it's full screen. No, thank you. Go away. My phone is buzzing. Let's start with this one's got 146,000 likes, 700 comments. He's on mute.
Show unconditional love. When kids know their worth doesn't depend on achievements, they feel free to take risks, make mistakes, and grow without fear. Confidence thrives when kids feel secure in your love. Number 2, teach them to play fairly. Kids who don't wait their turn, cheat, or struggle to handle losing often face rejection from peers. Play games with them to model patience, resilience, and sportsmanship. When kids play well, others want to include them, boosting their confidence. Number 3, celebrate the process, not just the outcome. Praise how hard they studied, not just the grade they earned. Highlight how focused they were during practice, not just the win. Focusing on effort teaches kids to value what they can control, building confidence from within. Number 4, let them be the teacher. Switch roles and have your child teach you something. Ask curiosity-driven questions to show you value their knowledge. Teaching reinforces their belief in their abilities and helps them feel capable and respected. And number 5, practice daily realistic positivity. Have them share the best thing they did today, one nice thing they did for someone else, something good someone else did, a good thing happening in the world, and one thing they're looking forward to. This trains their brain to see the good in themselves, others, and the world, reinforcing a habit of looking for the good in life. 5 ways to raise
Okay, we pull up our infographic. What's the main point of this post? And the main point is to give us 5 ways to raise confident kids. Who posted it? An account called Therapy to the Point. Let's have a look. Their profile. He's a licensed therapist. They are a licensed therapist. Mental health content, mental health tools. Find out more on their link tree. So if you're in Florida, you can book a therapy session. They have courses, Substacks, email collaborations. Doesn't show the qualifications, but I think they have to live in Florida. I don't know how to verify. I don't live in Florida. I live in the UK, so I don't know how to verify qualifications for mental health professionals in Florida. But that's a good sign that they are saying I'm only licensed to practice this therapy, one-on-one therapy in Florida. I didn't see, I'm skipping ahead to another one of my questions, so I'm going to stop. What type of things do they post? All seems to be similar. Top 5 therapeutic things and therapy related content. So this is definitely an account dedicated to mental health. Cool beans. When was it posted? Sorry. So this is kind of evergreen type of advice. This is not something of like, let's say, that question's more related to things that are happening now, like live events or world altering events, mass shootings, things like that. Political rallies, stuff like that. But the context may have changed, the advice may have changed. Is there accurate evidence to support any claims made in the post? Let's see. Let's go to Google. Confident kids. I didn't get rid of the AI. So we have an article here from the BBC. Raising Children Network from Australia. Let's try that one. Kids Health. Why not? So, BBC. This is a mental health specialist, Dr. Pookie Knightsmith, outlines some simple ways you can help with children's confidence in their early years. One, love the child you have. 2, build a safe base. 3, avoid negative labels. Oh, when was this posted though? Doesn't really say. Build confidence through simple tasks. Be an empathetic role model. Okay. Plan ahead and practice with role play. Routines, rituals, and repetition. Support small steps. Notice each small step. So this is saying reassure them as they go, which is similar to what that guy was saying. This is all very similar. I wouldn't say that those were different tips, but it's definitely in the same vibe. thing is, that didn't really say, his post didn't say what age the child is. So that's difficult to kind of know where to, because the advice is massively different for a baby than it is for a preteen. So, we can't really find anything to say, oh yeah, those were great tips. I will say, as a parent, they did sound like good tips. I can't say that they were negative, but there's no scientific proof that says, there it is, praise efforts, kids' health. You're working really hard. Yeah, that's one. That's a big one. Be a good role model, avoid being critical. So, kids see what they do matters to others. So, this is similar to when I said that the kid be the teacher. Because then, you know, the child can see that you're learning something. So, yeah. So far, I'm not seeing anything that's saying, like, don't do any of the things that he told you to do in his video. So I feel confident to skip to our next question. Are they trying to sell something to us? And we checked the link tree. No, they're not trying to sell something to us. Unless you live in Florida and you want therapy with them. Is it rage bait? How is it making me feel? No, I don't think that post was meant to make you feel any other way outside of like, oh, cool. That's new information. Oh, we didn't ask, is it AI? Is this AI? No, I don't think so. But I haven't tried out the new video tools, as I think it's Gemini has got a new video creator, so it's hard to know now where to go to verify a video. But the basic signs that I know about a spot an AI video, I don't think this person is AI. Would be really bad if they were. Is this post useful? If you are looking to boost your child's confidence, yes, this is very useful. Alright, let's move to the next. 2,646 likes, 73 comments. I'm only saying that just so we keep that in mind for how many people see it. If we do find stuff that isn't true, it's to show how quickly misinformation can spread.
How to help your kids be good listeners. If you don't sit, no snack. If you don't brush your teeth, no story. If you don't come when I say it's time to leave, we will not come back here ever. Try the when and then method. When you're seated, then you can have your snack. When you're finished brushing your teeth, then we'll read a story. But you need to be finished brushing in 2 minutes if you want a story. I'll set a timer. When I say it's time to leave, then you'll need to start saying goodbye. And then we can come back another day. And the most important part of this strategy is the clear and communicated follow-through. If your child isn't seated, they don't get the snack. And if they get up, the snack gets taken away. And of course, give them a chance to take a seat again, and then they can have their snack back. Repetition and practice is how they learn and grow. Our kids must know that we mean what we say, and not with the voice of a dictator, but in a reasonable, calm, and firm way. When we do this, we show our kids that our rules and boundaries have high importance. And the more consistent we are, the more they'll understand the importance of them as well. Follow me for more high structure, high nurture parenting.
Okay. Let's have a look. The profile. I don't need you anymore, thank you. Okay. So this is definitely an account that is showing similar to the last one, but this is just specifically parenting tips. They've got the qualification in their bio. Cool beans. Certified parent code, teacher, mother, high structure, high nurture parenting. They have a podcast. Let's check their link tree. They got a newsletter thing, guides, website, free coaching lesson. Cool. This may not, again, I may not be able to fact check this completely because I am not. I'm gonna assume she's based in North America. I'm not. So, what did she, there was there when? That's really
How to
this.
help your kids be good listeners. If you don't sit, no snack. If you don't brush your teeth, no story. If you don't come when I say it's time to leave, we will not come back here ever. Try the when and then.
When and then method. Google. When and then method. Oh, minus AI, please. Some of this music I got is like, oof. When and then method with children. So autism therapy. Which, full disclosure, some family members I have are autistic, and this, even as adults, is the most useful thing. Going somewhere, not with every single autistic person, but to the people that I interact with. If I say, first we're gonna do this, and then we're gonna do that. Okay, I know what to expect. It puts it at ease. It's a bit more structure for the day. It can work, cannot, may not work, depending on the situation. Everything changes. Life is fluid. This can apply to any child, really. But the first thing we're seeing up here is an autism therapy. There's nothing wrong with that, but it's good to see that we're seeing this first and then when and then she calls it, that it's pretty much the same principle. Yes, so the charts, I've seen those. So essentially, let's click on this just so it'll be a bit more clear. I want to see a picture. Yeah, oh, yeah. This isn't going to give an example, so never mind. But if you want to look into that more, go ahead. So these boards are essentially I do this first, then this happens. I do this and then that, and they can change for each child. It's very helpful. Oh, this may have an example, a visual example that we like to see. Yeah, it's a visual supported, yes. So first, then that. First shoes, then park. Or first brush teeth, then story. Something like that. So especially if you have non-verbal, that's the only accepted term I know of currently for children who aren't able to speak or to communicate their needs, I think is the better way to say it. So if they've got a visual aid to say, you know, what you tell them to do, like first we'll do this, then that, this is very useful. But if you're using this in a non-visual way, like in this video, it's saying first we're doing this, then we're doing that. First you gotta do this, then we'll do that. Or we have to do this, then we can do this. So there's lots of different, I'm seeing so many different, that's an Institute of Health. Yes, so this method she's explaining is something that has been backed up by several different types of, different types of, I can't think of the word, research groups, studies, institutes of health, places, the NHS. So I'm happy to move on from I didn't even go through the questions, but we have the accurate evidence. These don't necessarily need to be in order because they go as the vibes go. The main point of this post is to say to teach your kids how to listen, but I don't think necessarily that's they're not listening in the sense of they are just compliant to what you're saying. It is they understand what you're saying, I think is a better way to phrase it. But she got the point across in the video, in my opinion. Who posted it? This is a parenting account. This is someone who posts parenting advice, who has posted their credentials, and all that stuff. Context changed. The research on this wouldn't change overnight from when she's posted it. Let's see. This seems to be fairly around yeah, that's 2021, 2025. When did the NHS post this? I don't know. I'm gonna skip this song because it has lyrics or like kind of noises. So I do apologize for the sounds. Yeah, I do think that that's fairly recent information. Like I've recent evidence attached to that theory. So the context hasn't changed since that's been posted. She didn't have anything in her bio going like, follow me, buy a course. We didn't go on her website though, but it wasn't something to try to hook you in, reel you in, get you to sign up for a course so you can sell more courses. Is this rage bait? It could be rage bait if you think that your approach to parenting is different and you disagree, but I would say on the whole she wasn't intending to make people angry, and she wasn't intending people to feel an extreme emotion, and it was useful if this is something that you're looking for. Yes, if this is advice, I would say I would have liked to have seen links to some of the where she got the information from, if she had any. But that's just me being a bit particular. But yeah, that is nice to see so far. We've not come across dangerous parental tips. Oh, I don't want that to happen. I'm just going to take this off. Like I said, I don't want to show, just in case some of my friends on here have recently had children and they do post their kids, and you know what, parenting tips. I just simply don't want to show my feed. I may be showing off some of the meme pages I like. Here we are. So yeah, I do apologize. Right, let's go to this one. It seems to be about hitting. So I'm just gonna, before I click on it, I don't know if this is children hitting or if this was about adults hitting children. So if either way this is something that you are not in the space to watch or hear about, I'm also going to skip this song. This is a chance to come back later or just skip past it. Oh, I didn't know that it would be a video. I knew it would be a video, that's silly beans, but I didn't know the video would be like that. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take it to the screen over here and watch it myself. We'll see, we'll come back to it. Mm, I'm gonna skip this one only because the this is an account not based in the UK, and specifically Wales, where I am, where the laws about assault and children's rights protection against assault are very specific. So I don't want to spread information that could potentially get someone in trouble. I say that only because the advice that she goes on to give is to grab their hands, the child's hand after the hit, and meet their eyes and say, like, don't do that. We don't hit. And because of the laws here in Wales, depending on how you grab hands, you could get yourself into some serious trouble. So I'm just going to skip that one because it's a whole heap of trouble. Potentially for somebody. Oh my lord. But I will say, the advice she gave, you know, if you can regulate your emotions and not react when a child hits you, because yeah, it'll take you by surprise. Very good. So if that's something you want to see and learn more about, go for it. How to respond to no is next.
Parenting tip that has helped with my strong-willed child, because one of his favorite words is no. Instead of pushing back or insisting, I pause and just say, why? That's it, just why? And what happens next changes everything. Here's an example. It's time to put your shoes on. He says no. Instead of, yes, you have to, I get down on his level and I say, why? He says, those hurt my feet. And now I know. So I say, okay, let's go pick a different pair. And just like that, we're out the door, no meltdown. Another example. It's time to brush your teeth. No, mommy. Why, buddy? Because I'm thirsty. Okay, so then we go get a quick drink and then we brush. Argument avoided. Now, full disclosure, it's not perfect, but nothing is. I'd say that works for us about 75-80% of the time. That why, that curiosity to understand him better helps us communicate. And honestly, it's brought us even closer. So the next time your child says no, ask them why. It shows respect, it builds trust, and it might just save your sanity. Please share this with every single parent you know. I have a degree in criminology and psychology, and I share daily safety tips. Be sure to give me a follow, and as always, stay safe out there. Here is
Cool. Let's see. What's the main point? To give a parent a tip. Who posted it? Let's have a look at the account. The Street Smart Blonde. Mother and safety expert. She's got a book out. And it's just the links to her this. The affiliate codes, that's fairly simple. It's not or join my downline. Street Smarts. And this like the family code word, safety tips, as she said, other parenting videos. Okay, so this is definitely not something out of the blue, not something to try and engagement farm or anything like that. What are we doing? When was it posted? June 16th. This is kind of evergreen advice, and she did say with a disclaimer, it may not work, you know, it works for them. She didn't really give much evidence into like what she based it on, so I don't think we can Google. If I ask my child why when they say no, will it work? I don't see any harm in doing that. This isn't gonna. This isn't the type of misinformation that can lead to something bad happening to your child. Like, for example, when people are suggesting really unsafe sleeping habits for newborns and for young babies, going against what's been proven by science to protect babies. This is, advice that I would like to hear from a friend of mine, which may work, may not work. It's neutral. It's not gonna do any harm, may do some good, may not do any good. They're not trying to sell anything, which is also good. This isn't, like I said, a hooking video to their profile to get you to buy something. She's just simply saying, I've written a book, here it is if you want to buy it. Here's something I recommend. Affiliate codes are fairly neutral. It's not like, hey, save your child today if you buy this and use my code, nothing like that. It's not rage bait. I wouldn't say. She's not intentionally trying to make anyone feel a certain way. She's just sharing something that helps her. Is it useful? Yeah, I'd say it's useful if you're looking for how do I deal with it. No. So there we go. I'll close that one. Okay, kids who never have meltdowns. Now, I'm already kind of because pretty much every kid has it. Meltdowns and tantrums are different, but we'll see. Oh, it's one of these where you have to read the caption. Yesterday at the grocery store, I watched a 5-year-old start to get upset about not getting candy. Instead of a meltdown, she took a deep breath and said, I'm feeling disappointed, but I understand. The mom next to me whispered, how did you do that? Here's the truth. Kids who stay calm during big emotions have parents who taught them these 6 emotional regulation strategies. 1. Name emotions before they explode. I can see your body getting tense. Are you feeling frustrated? Help them identify the feeling before it becomes a meltdown. Emotions that are named can be managed. 2. Create calm down corners. Cozy space with soft pillows, stress balls, and picture books about feelings. Not a punishment spot. Safe space to reset. Would you like to visit your calm corner? 3. Model emotional regulation. Say out loud, I'm feeling stressed or traffic, so I'm going to take 3 deep breaths. They learn more from watching you than from any lecture. 4. Use emotion coaching language instead of stop crying. Try, I see you're really upset. These big feelings are hard. Let's figure this out together. This validates. I'll teach it. Validates feelings first. You're really angry at your towel fell down. That's so frustrating. Validation comes before problem solving, always. Teach breathing techniques. Melt the flower. Blow out the candle. Make it fun and visual. Practice when they're calm, not during meltdowns. I dislike the use of the phrase meltdown because, as I mentioned before, I have people in my life who are autistic, and when you are having a meltdown, your brain is just in shutdown. You can't reason with someone, they can't hear you, they can't process anything you say. So when someone is having a meltdown, specifically a child having a meltdown, none of this is going to work because you can say anything. You can offer a child £1 million. They're not going to understand. You can offer them 16 puppies. They're not going to know. They just have to, their brain has to re-regulate and they have to calm down. That's it. You can try the smell of flower breathing if you've practiced it before. That may help them. But really, the best thing, the only thing you can do, in my experience, and from what I've been told by professionals, is to make sure they can't hurt themselves or others until it's over. This is more of an extreme tantrum instead of a meltdown. That's maybe me being finicky, but personally, from experience of seeing the difference between a tantrum and a meltdown, would you like to visit your calm corner is not going to help during a meltdown. They're not going to hear you. They're not going to be there. But if it's starting to happen, you can try and prevent a meltdown by saying, would you like to go to your calm corner? Yeah, cool. But during a meltdown, your brain just shuts down. But don't take my word for it. Let's get into it. What's the main point of this post? Parents can do these 6 things so your child will never have a meltdown. Which is a bold claim. Who posted it? Let's have a look. Emotional intelligence, social skills, digital and financial literacy. Let's see the link tree. So there are some free resources, but it is a course, a guide, a book. Okay. And this does seem to be a parenting advice account. Is it AI? I feel like they use AI, but I don't think this is AI generated. This doesn't seem to be written by ChatGPT, but child's number 8. Number 4 is game changing. That's just clickbait. Yeah, emotional coaching. Okay, yeah. Some of these are basic things. And, okay, a child's meltdown, if that child's autistic, is not a skill deficit. That is just that's just their sensory. I just can't even think. I'm having a meltdown. Yeah, a meltdown is much more intense than this. Yeah. The claims in this I don't think are going to be backed up by science, but let's find out. When was it posted? This, again, this is not something that's happened yesterday and it's continuously changing. They are trying to sell something. They're trying to sell their guides. They're trying to sell their book. But let's see if there's accurate evidence to support this. Go to Google. How to stop a child having a meltdown minus AI. So this is the NHS and autism.org, meltdowns versus tantrums. Let's see. Temper tantrum from the NHS. And then if needs, we will. Action for children. Meltdowns and tantrums in toddlers. So this is Autism Research Institute. Yes, so here it is. Meltdowns and tantrums present with similar characteristics are challenging to navigate. However, the root causes of tantrums and meltdowns are very different, and it's crucial to manage them accordingly. Understanding these differences is especially important for individuals with autism spectrum disorder and their caregivers. So it's defining meltdowns and tantrums. So a tantrum is an emotional outburst with a specific goal or function. It's a learned behavioral response to attain the desired outcome. For example, get out of an activity, to get a toy. Tantrums happen deliberately, and the individual maintains control of their body and mind the entire time. Outbursts generally stop after the desired outcome, so recovery is nearly instant. Yeah, that's not what she is describing here. So, I don't want to get candy. It's a tantrum, not a meltdown. So the verbiage that is being used, the words that are being used are incorrect. Because a meltdown would not happen because they can't get candy. That's a tantrum. That's a tantrum. Meltdowns are involuntary responses to a nervous system overload. They are the physical manifestation of neurobiological chaos caused by a perceived threat to life. Meltdowns are not behavioral responses and generally aren't used to attain a specific outcome. The reaction is involuntary, cannot be controlled as intense emotions take over. Tension build-up is released via stimming, repetitive movements, zoning out, screaming, crying, stomping, etc. Once individuals have reached that state, they cannot usually respond to standard behavioral calming cues or techniques. So, do you want to go to your calm corner? Is not going to help. It's not going to help. The smell the flower, blow up the candle might, because if they practiced this before, and you're helping them breathe, depending on how old the child is and how much they understand. But to try and go like, I understand you're upset, but let's figure it out during a meltdown is not going to help. Because, like we see, they can't respond. Recovery time for meltdowns can last up to 20 minutes or more after removing the stress. So, where is it? That they said, she took a deep breath and said, I'm feeling disappointed, but I understand. Okay, so it's an instant recovery. That's a tantrum. Meltdown wouldn't happen. I'd love to also to meet this 5-year-old who can explain their feelings this well. I'm just saying. So it's sensory processing triggers a meltdown. A tantrum is, I want sweets in the shop, and you can't have. Let's move on. Oop. I can hear my own child, so I shall be back. Okie dokie. I was attending to my child. I am back. Alright. Yes, we've looked at one source. Let's look at another. Tantrum. Because this is saying meltdown. That's not because, I was thinking about this when I was just in the other room, and what's bothering me is, specifically, yes, meltdowns are involuntary. They're involuntary, right? This is implying the child's meltdowns aren't defiance their skill deficits. No. A meltdown is involuntary. They can't control it. So to imply that a child is just emotionally unintelligent when they're having a complete sensory meltdown is dangerous misinformation. Because a book about feelings, where is it? Yeah, picture books about feelings are not going to stop a complete sensory meltdown. There's nothing that can stop that besides just, unfortunately, waiting for it to stop. Or waiting for it to pass. For the person to become regulated or the stressor has been removed. You can't teach someone to not have a meltdown, and to send this information out to parents, especially if that child happens to be autistic, is going to cause harm. Big feelings are not the same as meltdowns. So, because what that person's talking about sounds like a tantrum. So, they usually start, according to the NHS, they start around 18 months and are very common in toddlers. They want to express themselves, but find it difficult. They feel frustrated, the frustration comes out as a tantrum. Okay, find out why the tantrum is happening. Your child may have a tantrum because they're tired or hungry, in which case the solution could be simple. They could be feeling frustrated or jealous, maybe of another child. They may need time, attention, love, even though they're not being very lovable. Okay, so anger, try to distract them, wait for it to stop. Don't shout at a child, especially in Wales, because it's illegal. Not shouting is illegal, but verbally abusing a child is. They often happen in shops because I want this. No. There's a video dealing with a tantrum. I'm not going to click on that. Just in case someone watching is not in the right space to see a child have a tantrum, but you can find this information yourself. This is more similar to what I think they were going for with this. They should not have used the term meltdown because it's incorrect. It's completely incorrect. What they're describing is a tantrum. So talking to them, being able to talk to them, you can when someone's having a tantrum. But with a meltdown, they can't hear you. They're not going to be able to respond. Yeah, again. Action for children. Meltdowns are an involuntary response to feeling overwhelmed. So, no. This is very dangerous misinformation. And I say that, it may seem like I'm exaggerating. If you've ever had the misfortune of witnessing someone, big or small, adult or child, have a meltdown, a sensory meltdown, it is not a pleasant experience for anybody. It's awful. It's one of the worst experiences, at least I've ever had, is being around someone who's having a complete sensory meltdown, because there's nothing you can do. Saying, I can see you're upset, to someone having a meltdown is not going to help. Trying to get them to breathe may help. Trying to help them identify their emotions, they're not there. They're not completely not there. Their mind is like essentially disconnected, and it's gone. It's overwhelmed. It's not gonna work. If you can teach someone to regulate their emotions, that could maybe prevent a meltdown. Maybe, but again, it's involuntary. And the idea that it's a skill issue, not safe for autistic children, especially. They need safety. They need to be. Hold on. I will be right back. Okay. And just like that, I'm back. We'll finish this one. And then we'll move on to the next one. Are they trying to sell something? They're in their link tree. They were guides on books. So, yeah, they are. And I do now think back. This does sound like AI wrote this. Is this rage bait? It's made me mad. But no, it's not intentionally. I'm trying to turn down the volume of my headset. It's much better. It made me mad, but only because I know the difference between a meltdown and a tantrum. Was it useful? No, this is misinformation. Meltdowns are involuntary. This is just AI trash, in my opinion. Let's move to the next. Okay. No, it doesn't show the likes, but 2,952 comments. Could be interesting. Oh, swip out of these again. Okay. I'm a play therapist. If your child is between 0 to 5, start these 7 things before it's too late. Before what's too late. I wish I could tell every parent this sooner. These aren't parenting trends or behavior hacks. They are the foundations that over time create connection, calm, and kids who feel safe with you. Save this, your future self and your children will thank you. 1. Get on the floor. Not to teach, not to fix, just to be there. This is how trust is built from the inside out. Unless you physically can't get on the floor. Red flag. 2. Follow their lead. I know it feels passive, but a child who gets to lead in play fights or control everywhere else. Play fights for control. But a child who gets to lead in play, comma, fights for control everywhere else, less. I'm starting to think this is AI. We'll see. Stop praising everything. Good job. Is well-meaning but hollow. Narrate what you see instead. It changes how they see themselves. We saw something very similar to this in the praise the effort. It's that. Sorry, I'm checking for my own child. I've just realized I didn't close down any of the links I had. Play without a goal, resist making it educational, resist redirecting it. Play that has no outcome is the outcome. Okay, fair enough. Learn their language. Cars, dolls, superheroes is not just random, it's how they process the world. When you enter it, they let you in. Put the phone down there and play. Your nervous system and theirs are in conversation the whole time. They feel where your attention is. Repair after the hard moments. You don't have to get it right every time. You have to show them. You have to show them you come back. That's what safety looks like. Come and speak to get the full guide. Another red flag. Okay. This, it could be me being picky, but get on the floor. For the first, I'd say 6 months of my son's life, I had a lot of physical mobility. I had a lot of mobility issues. I had a C-section. So when he was a newborn, I couldn't have sat on the floor. I was recovering from very serious surgery. And there's no way I could have sat on the floor with him. And he's 10 months old now, and I'm just now, after physiotherapy, able to do that, sit on the floor with him for an extended period of time. So I think this is well intended, but it's missing the mark. And I'm just saying that because not every parent is able to get on the floor physically. And if I had seen this is not coming out from logic, this is more of an emotional thing. If I had seen this advice specifically in the first 3 months of my son's life, this would have devastated me because I couldn't do it. So I would, if I were to give you any advice, whoever you are, Australian lady, rephrase this, because you mean it well. The impact could go badly, is all I'm saying. And also, some people are disabled; they can't get on the floor. Let's do this. Main point of this post, not to make me feel guilty specifically. I may be projecting slightly. It is to give you advice before things are too late. General advice. Tips, parenting tips. Who posted it? Let's have a look at their profile. The play therapist. And in Australia is where she's based. So I don't know how to verify the credentials necessarily in Australia, because I'm not based in Australia. So see. Take a quiz. I'm not taking any quiz. Play audit, because I have let's take the quiz. Let's see how far it gets before we have to pay for something. When your child asks you to play, what's your first honest reaction? You can't talk. So I think could ask me to play, he'd ask me to play all the time. I do genuinely enjoy playing. How connected do you feel to your child right now? He's asleep right now. I'm being so silly. Let's just do this properly. We are very connected. That little man is around me all the time, and I very rarely. I feel like I could be doing more, but that is just me with the mother guilt. So it's very connected. Another one. We just went through this with a meltdown, right? So there's a good chance that this child, she doesn't mean meltdown because it's involuntary. I hope, but a play therapist would know the difference. When a meltdown or big behavior happens, how do you usually respond? So for his age appropriate big behaviors, yes, I do mostly stay regulated, and it takes a while. It's a very, very difficult thing to do, but I get through. How often do you end the day feeling like you're truly present with your child? Like every day. I'm in a very unique position where I have the ability to nearly entirely focus on my child, so I'm taking this quiz from a very privileged point of view. Not everyone is in this. I'm not saying that you have to do all this. This is my lived experience. Not everyone is able to have all day every day with their child essentially one-on-one like I do. I'm just putting that out there before I get someone typing at me. How often does play actually happen in your home in a typical week? If either it's me being a bit particularly tense, or the AI, they getting to write their thing and just doesn't know how to use commas. How often does play actually happen in your home in a typical week? Yeah, that happened. Yeah, well, now he wants to pee in his playpen, but you know, it happens every day. When you think about getting on the floor and playing with your child, you feel, I think he's not old enough really to be playing much. Yeah, I do find it quite easy. With some older children I've known, when they're making up a game and they don't understand rules, so they can't explain them to you, that's difficult, but we're not there yet. How does being a playful parent mean to you right now? Who already am most of the time. No, I am not giving you my information. I thought so. It was either that or, oh, click this link and join my downline. No. They're not necessarily selling something, but they're trying to get you on an email list. Which is fine. The when was it posted and the context changing. I don't think much context will change from this, since the 31st of March is a groundbreaking study on child development. Accurate evidence to support any claims in the post. It's difficult to know what the claims are. So I guess that this is how trust is built. It just being there. I guess. We saw these two in a previous one where we looked at the sources and it was saying similar things. This is play without a goal. Play that has no outcome is the outcome. I wouldn't say that's a claim, that's just kind of a clickbait sentence. No, I'm hearing things. I know there are studies about putting your phone down and screen time. That's how Google. And if you don't like how I say Google, I don't care. It's how I say it. I'm unique. Study on parents being on their phones. Oh, I didn't minus AI. Here we are. National Institutes of Health. Yeah, UC Santa Barbara. Institute for Family Studies. Oof. A lot. I'm not going to go through all these. But it's definitely see a trend. Yep. It's not good to be on your phone around your kids. So I'd say that's plenty of evidence for that one. Learn their play language. I'll try and Google that. I don't know if play therapy, where it is and how legitimate it is in terms of long-term study, but we will definitely. What is it? Play language. Learning a child's play language. Minus AI. So we got the Children's Hospital Trust saying similar things to what she said. It's building communication skills. Okay, focused play from the NHS. I think she said something about not focus. Yeah. Let's see what they mean by focused play. Language focused play. I can't read today. So yeah, language focused play is one thing. It's not what she was talking about. Yeah, play your child's way. I think that's what she means. So yeah, that is definitely something. I think ChatGPT wrote this, which is totally fine. Like, that's up to you if that's how you want to do it. It's the wording of some things that I would recheck, like this here, as I said before. Not every parent is able to get on the floor with ease. That's not something you should make them feel bad for. And when it was something about a meltdown, which is an incorrect phrasing, not as bad as the other post with misinformation, does have some red flags. Very clickbaity. Could be done better. Are they trying to sell something? They want you to sign up to the newsletter. I don't know if that's selling something, but it's definitely engage with me directly, which could be it. Is it rage bait? Well, it made me mad, but that doesn't take much. I don't think she's intentionally trying to make people angry. It's meant to make you feel chill and read it and have fun. Was it useful? I guess it could be useful for someone who's not as nitpicky as me. I don't see this being harmful like the last post, because that could cause some serious damage to the mental well-being of a child who has having a genuine meltdown. I'm always an advocate of putting your phone down. So I will easily overlook a red flag of ChatGPT if you encourage people to put their phone down. Speak. It's the engagement farming. Well, comment, speak, and get the guide. Okay. Do one more. Oh, it's nearly my bedtime. Where are we? I'm not gonna play that video because it has a child in it, and that's not my vibe. Let's see about this one.
Instead of saying, if you don't do this, then this happens, switch it around and say, when, then. So these are called when-then statements.
Yeah,
People get your kids
we saw that was a when and then, so we've already gone through that one.
Neuroscience fact. When your child asks for something and you feel that immediate urge to say no, there's actually a better response that helps build their emotional regulation skills. I'll explain the neuroscience behind this and what you can do about it. When they hear no, immediately, their brain triggers a stress response in their amygdala. But when you say the magic phrase, ask me again, after your chores are done, after you finish your homework, or after you get ready for bed, something fascinating happens. Their prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and delayed gratification, kicks in. They start connecting actions with outcomes. Plus, they feel heard rather than dismissed, which strengthens your relationship and helps them feel secure. Ask me again after gives you time, while teaching them good things come to those who contribute. Studies show that children that develop delayed gratification are more successful academically and socially, support their developing executive function with omega-3s, alpha-GPC, and curcumin, and shift daily power struggles into brain-building opportunities. Let's build better brains. Neuroscience fact. When your child asks for something and you feel that immediate urge to say no, there's actually a better response that helps build their emotional regulation skills. I'll explain the neuroscience behind this and what you can do about it. When they hear no, immediately, their brain triggers.
There it is. Let's look this up. So what is this? Press AI. Oh, this is real big brained. Oh, it means almond, according to WebMD. Fancy. Sophia. Processing information between prefrontal temporal social emotional regulation. I'm trying to find one that kind of. This is a cell phone. Kind of explains it in a way that I can understand, which is pretty simply because it's a lot of big words. This is according to Ducey Davis Health. So we'll see if this matches up with some other big brain things. Strong emotional reactions versus fear. But a deep understanding of the structure has been lacking. Or I don't know how to even pronounce it, is central to emotional process in the brain is known to contribute to fear and anxiety. Okay. Let's find a different one. Let's see what WebMD does actually say. Okay, Harvard Health. Ooh, British Psychological Society. The blah 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 is the part of the brain that's most closely associated with fear, emotions, and motivation. Its name means almond because it's almond shaped. Okay, so it's essentially the part of your brain that, according to this, tells your body to panic. Okay. many years, the UI comprehensive has been implicated in emotional process, and more recently, its importance to our everyday psychology has been highlighted in the popular science press and in books such as Descartes' Error by Antonio Damasio and The Emotional Brain by Joe Ledoy. I probably said that wrong. Evidence for its importance comes from a wide variety of sources, including cognitive psychology, neuropsychology, and behavioral neuroscience. In this article, I discuss some recent studies combining contemporary animal learning theory and behavioral neuroscience. These complement studies in normal humans and patient populations to increase our understanding of this vital brain structure. What exactly is the... I should probably look up how to pronounce it, but I don't know. Leave me alone. It's a small subcortical... Oh, that's creepy. Amygdala... I'm just gonna say it. Amygdala damage can reduce recognition of fear, anger, and disgust in people's faces. Grim. The amygdala... I'm messing about. Is a small subcortical structure lying deep within the temporal region of the brain. The name, like many of the seemingly complicated terms in neuroanatomy, is merely a descriptive term related to the appearance of the structure. In this case, derived from a word meaning almond. This complicated neuroanatomy receives an enormous range of neural inputs from a wide variety of areas of the brain, both cortical areas and subcortical structures. Most of the information it receives is of a highly processed nature, by which I mean it is information that has undergone a great degree of manipulation, combination and recombination in other regions of the brain. Okay, so it receives highly processed information from the visual system, the auditory cortex, olfactory and gustatory and I know these. Look at what else? Somasensory? Jesus. In short, it is informed by each of our 5 senses: sight, hearing, smell, taste, and touch. Also receives projections from areas of so-called associated cortex, information of polymodal nature, such as that represented in the frontal cortex. Okay. So it does a lot. A lot. So what did this dude say? That if you tell a child no, they get a stress response in that part of their brain. Maybe. Is this in the prefrontal cortex? No. It's in the temporal region. Where is the temporal region? Downstairs, the IT manager's screaming at me. Temporal lobe near the temples. Okay. So frontal and so where's the... What did he say? Prefrontal cortex. It's not in there.
What was in store for us? We weren't ready. What was going on inside your head? What were all those words left?
So that's not the same place then. Right behind your forehead. So that's the front bit. But where this thing, the amygdala, is in your temporal lobe, which is by your temple. So it's not right behind you. Okay. I might be wrong because I'm a bit dense. But I don't think he's right. I think that's wrong. So, that's not good. And I'm skipping this because there's the lyrics. So that's not
a
good.
stress response in their amygdala. But when you say the magic phrase, ask me again, after your chores are done, after you finish your homework, or after you get ready for bed, something fascinating happens. Their prefrontal cortex, responsible for planning and delayed gratification, kicks.
Planning. And what did it say? Yeah, okay. I say So it's executive function. According to the Cleveland Clinic, Personality Center. Okay. Planning, decision making. Alright.
They start connecting actions with outcomes. Plus, they feel heard rather than dismissed, which strengthens your relationship and helps them feel secure. Ask me again after gives you time, while teaching them good things come to those who contribute. Studies show that children that develop delayed gratification are more successful academically and
Studies about children who experience delayed gratification. I was right the first time, I say. So that's one there. Okay, another one there. Another one saying that they're better at it in general. Another one there saying they're more likely to do well. Alright, so that it may be not entirely correct about where in the brain this one bit is, but the other stuff
and socially
is alright.
support their developing executive function with omega-3s, alpha-GPC, and curcumin, and shift daily power struggles into brain-building opportunities. Let's build better brains. Neuroscience.
Okay, that's a red flag. Hey, let's go through it. What's the point of the post? The Ask Me Again hack is telling you all that. Who posted it? Let's close some of these. And you're selling something. Instantly. This is an account that sells supplements. So posted it. Is it AI? Maybe. It doesn't immediately say, doesn't immediately scream AI to me. That doesn't, with these types of videos, it's difficult to tell because this is really easily replicatable. If, for example, he was moving around more, or there was more complex things in this video, it's more easy to spot, more difficult for the AI, but I don't think this is AI. I think this is just a guy. Who posts the same thing on his own page as the company he owns his page. Hey, you know what? Get the content out. Good for him. But yeah, this is to sell supplements. It's to sell these. When was it posted? June. Again, I don't think that applies necessarily with what we're going over today, but it's always good to know when was it posted, because it could be outdated. It could have been posted in 2020, 2019, long time ago. It was accurate evidence. I am not going to go into looking up these right now, mainly because yeah, I need to go fairly soon. But we did look at what that part of the brain does, and it wasn't entirely accurate. I don't know if he's claiming that in this post specifically that these will fix your brain problems, but it is saying that you can support your brain, which is mild. Then, you know, take this supplement and all your problems will be fixed. It's still not good because it's trying to sell something to you. Is it rage bait? No, but it is engagement farming in a way. Not as bad as the other one with the comment this and you'll get something in your DMs. Was it useful? Not really. Ooh. In my opinion, but someone may have never heard of any of these things. They may learn something new. They may discover something useful for them, but for me, no. I would say if I was looking for parent hacks, this wouldn't be useful to me because just to go ask me again later could be very dismissive, in my opinion. Instead of going no to a child isn't good. So if you are going no like that to your child, this might be helpful to you. Could go either way. Ultimately though, I wouldn't recommend buying supplements from someone on the internet without speaking to a medical professional or healthcare professional first. Especially if you have health issues of any kind, or if you're breastfeeding, or if you're pregnant, or if you are taking any other medication, because even something as simple as an omega-3 can be very dangerous. For example, if the omega-3 comes from fish oil, cod liver oil, or it's vitamin A based and you are pregnant, that is very harmful for you, for the baby, for the child. So be careful, read labels, Google things as we do. Make sure that just several different legitimate sources, and also make sure that they are regulated, because okay, there could be absolutely nothing wrong with these supplements. I'm not saying there is. There's only one way to find out, and there's two ways to find out. The one way is the hard way, taking it and something bad happens to you, or by looking it up and learning, oh no, that's actually not good for me, I won't take it. So I'd say, what have you learned today? Meltdowns and tantrums are two different things. They're massively different. Don't take supplements off influencers without looking up what they are. I don't know if you're an influencer, so I do apologize if you're not. But yeah, making sure wording is something to look out for. Don't get ChatGPT to write your captions unless you're going to reread them afterwards. Okay, my brain's stopping working now because I'm tired. Thank you for coming with me on this journey of big brain discovery. And Friday I will be streaming Baldur's Gate 3, which I'm mildly better at than this. But I will be back doing something similar like this next Wednesday. Okay, bye!